Doug MPA back with another one. Guys, on my channel, I talk about women and debt a lot, student loan debt in particular. And like I say on all my debt videos, guys, a woman's debt should be a disqualifier for consideration for serious relationship and marriage. And this article is called I'm So in Debt That I'm Afraid to Date. This article is about a young lady living in New York City who's just broke. And she asks this Charlotte Cowles lady how she should navigate that. And then Charlotte Cowles gives her some advice at the end. So we're going to go over her story and the advice that she's given to this young lady. And just note that it's a woman talking to another woman. So you already know what kind of advice she's going to give her. But we're going to get into this. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this. Like I said before, it's called I'm So in Debt That I'm Afraid to Date. And this is fairly recent, August 31st of 2023. Let's get into her story. She says, I'm 27 and finished college a few years ago with about $40,000 in student loans. I got a job at Starbucks because I wanted to go to graduate school, and the company has a partnership program with a state university that helps pay for tuition. I'm working about 30 hours a week, taking online classes on the side, earning credit towards a master's degree in what, guys? Social work. Because of course, social work, guys. I'm on track to finish next year. What are the 6 degrees I always say that women get that aren't worth anything at all, guys? Say along with me, okay? Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, some kind of studies degree, so gender studies, liberal studies, African American studies, Asian studies, or what's the sixth one, guys? Communications. Guarantee you her bachelor's degree is in social work too. So she's already screwed. My mom was kind enough to let me live with her after college so that I could save money, but I didn't like being a burden on her. So last year I moved out and got an apartment of my own nearby in Queens. I can't even afford internet, which is fine because I get free internet at work, but my apartment is so tiny and bare that I'm embarrassed to have anyone over. So then why are you living there then? Why? Living with your mom is that bad that you're paying rent in New York City to a place you can't even enjoy the benefits of living there by yourself without internet and not having enough stuff there to host people. So what's the point? It says, which leads me to my problem. I've never been in a serious relationship. Guys, you see that a lot. You see a lot of women who reach their 30s. Let's talk about lonely men. There's a lot of women out there 30, 35, 40, never had a serious relationship, never lived with a guy, never shared bills with a guy, never met a guy's family, never shared Christmas together, Thanksgiving, none of that. And right now, it's hard to even consider dating because I can't afford it. I still owe about $30,000. I stopped paying during the student loan freeze, which is practically my annual takeaway home pay. It feels unfair to subject anyone to my lifestyle, which is extremely cheap. And now that loan payments are starting up again, I don't have the resources to go to bars or restaurants. Dating me probably would not be fun. Who would want to date someone with so much debt? It's an honesty moment, guys. Who would? And couple that with the fact that she works at Starbucks and has a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in social work. So you can picture what this girl looks like, what kind of attitude she has. She's probably your stereotypical blue-haired, septum pierced, tattooed Starbucks barista that wants to save the world with her social work degree. Who would want to date you with that and your debt? And she has too much pride to live at home with her mom to pay off her debt. So you definitely can't tell her anything. She says, I have some friends who are in a similar position and will hang out at their apartments or in the park and have cheap wine or beer. I realize that they don't have the same hang-ups that I do about dating because they don't have a problem using simps for meals. So let me give this girl credit for that. Most of them have partners or are on the apps. Yeah, and most of them use those apps to find guys to buy them dinner. I'm afraid that if I were to meet someone, I wouldn't know how to deal with my money situation. How do I tell them that I'm broke? It seems like something I should warn somebody about, but it's also a buzzkill. I've always figured I'd put off romantic relationships until I was more financially secure, but I don't know when that will be, if ever. This is a girl getting her master's degree in social work, saying, I don't know if I'm ever going to be financially secure. How do I find someone who's okay with my situation and not be a burden to them? Guys, this is what's out there. This right here. If you're between the age of 25 to 35, this is your dating life, guys. This is what you're gonna run into more. What's 70% of the time? You're gonna meet women who have a lot more debt than you guys. Pay close attention. So, what is the advice that this writer, this article gives this woman? And once again, this is a woman giving advice to another woman. She says, "You say you're not in a position to offer a lot in a relationship, but the qualities that you describe as making you unfit, you have no internet or furniture, you follow a tight budget could also be seen as attractive." Yeah. Okay. They reflect discipline, a commitment to education, grit, and rigor. These are admirable traits. I already know. The fact that she's putting herself in debt for 2 degrees that don't matter, the fact that she's too prideful to move back in with her mom to pay off her debt, the fact that she's a Starbucks barista with a bachelor's degree, no. What's more, your hangups are not so different from everyone else's. Once I get X, a nicer apartment, better skin, a raise, then I will deserve love. So while you may think that you're uniquely undateable, you're actually quite normal, and so are your loans. The average federal student loan debt is $37,338 per borrower, according to recent reports. So you can safely assume that other people you might be interested in, say educated people in their 20s, are probably in the same boat as you. I mean, she's kind of right on this last part, but women own most of student loan debt. Women are the ones taking on all this debt. But let's focus on your excellent question about how to bring your finances with someone you're interested in, especially if your finances are a source of anxiety or shame, as almost everyone's are. Okay. Your instinct to be honest is a good one. That's true. I got to give her credit for her honesty. But before you blurt out hard numbers, it's important to figure out how you can feel comfortable discussing financial matters with this person and vice versa. Our society has all sorts of subconscious rules about money, and one of them is that you shouldn't talk about it, says this person who's a certified financial planner. First, she suggests that you practice talking about money in a lower stakes environment. Luckily, you have the perfect test group for this, your friends, who you mentioned are in a similar financial situation as you. Start by asking general questions about how they handle their finances. For example, how do they organize their spending? What do they feel good about spending or versus not? Even better, how do they talk about money with their significant others, and when do they bring it up? While you're at it, do they have any ideas for cheap dates? That's pretty good advice. I got to give her credit for that. What do you guys think? Put in the comments. Meanwhile, examine your own relationship with money and what shaped it. For any couple to communicate well about money, they first need to understand their own backgrounds and emotions around it. Most people are deeply affected by how they were raised around money. Did you see a lot of conflict around it, or did no one talk about it ever? So it says, ask for when to bring up with someone you're dating. As when to bring money up with someone you're dating. There's no hard fast rule. Some people believe in asking about credit scores when they first meet someone. Guys, have you ever asked a woman her credit score, or have you ever had a woman ask you your credit score? Let me know in the comments. And if guys, if you had a woman ask you your credit score, what would you do? If you were sitting on a date and she asked you for your credit score, what would you do? As a quick and dirty litmus test to find out whether someone is on the same page. Of course, only people with high credit scores do this. I find it a little extreme myself. Conversely, one of my best friends, who's incredibly neurotic about her finances, is happily married to someone who had significant debt when they met. He didn't tell her about it until the relationship was getting serious, and at that point, she knew him well enough to set aside her judgment, which may have been pretty harsh early on. I recommend you fill out these conversations and use your instincts. Again, just keep in mind that for many young adults, student debt is normal. Guys, what do you think about this? Guys, this is going to happen to you. You're going to meet women who out there, who you're dating, who are just broke, and you're going to look at their lives and be like, how do you live like this? And all of the creature comforts in life, the lifestyle they want, they're going to attach those to their dating standards. Any man that's going to date me has to take me to nice restaurants, pay my car note, get my hair done, take me on trips, blah, 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 all just to get a piece. No, guys. You have to stay vigilant. Your time and resources are yours. And don't be afraid to say no if you meet a woman when dating her who wants too much of it. Yes, and people, women in particular, put on their best face when you're dating them, guys. So it's only going to get worse as things progress. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.